Hello, everyone. I'm so glad you're here today to practice making small talk at work. Small talk might feel simple, but it plays a big role in building friendships and trust with our colleagues. In this video, we will learn why small talk matters and how you can start a friendly conversation, even if your English is still growing. You will see 3 helpful strategies that fit into everyday work situations. First, we'll talk about why small talk is important. At work, short chats in the break room or by the coffee machine help you connect with others. When you show interest in a coworker's day, you create a friendly atmosphere. This can lead to better teamwork and more support when you need help with a project. By the end of our time together, you will feel more confident starting these quick conversations and keeping them going smoothly. Next, we'll explore 3 simple strategies: making observations, asking questions, and sharing a bit about yourself. Each approach gives you an easy way to begin chatting and keep the dialogue flowing. You'll see how noticing something around you, like the weather or a new project, can open the door to conversation. Then, asking a question helps the other person speak and feel valued. Finally, sharing a small detail about yourself shows you are open and friendly. As you listen, imagine yourselves in a real office. Picture the coffee corner, the hallway on a Monday morning, or the email thread where you might add a friendly note. We'll then look at examples that you can shadow, repeat aloud, to make these strategies your own. By practicing with these short dialogues, you'll build muscle memory for real-life conversations. In the next chapter, we will dive into the first strategy, making observations. You'll learn simple phrases to describe what you see or feel, and how these observations help start a warm, engaging chat. Let's get ready to turn those small moments into friendly connections. Building on what we learned in the introduction, let's explore our first strategy for small talk at work, making observations. When you notice something around you and comment on it, you open the door to friendly conversation. For example, if you see a colorful poster in the break room, you might say, "That new poster looks bright today." In this way, you share something simple and invite your colleague to join in. Observations can be about the office environment, the weather outside, or even the aroma of fresh coffee. By pointing out what you both experience, you create a shared moment and show that you pay attention. The second strategy follows naturally from observing, asking questions. Once you have made an observation, you can keep the conversation going by inviting the other person to speak. For instance, if you commented on the weather, you could ask, "Do you like rainy days or do you prefer sunshine?" This question lets your coworker express their opinion, and it shows that you care about their thoughts. Asking questions in this way builds connection because people enjoy talking about their preferences, experiences, and ideas. Remember, a good question is clear, polite, and easy to answer. Finally, our third strategy is sharing a bit about yourself. After observing and asking a question, you can add a short sentence about your own experience. If your colleague says they love sunshine, you might reply, "I enjoy sunny afternoons too, especially when I can take a short walk outside." This small self-disclosure makes the exchange feel balanced. It shows you are open and willing to reveal something personal, even if it is just a simple detail. By combining these 3 strategies, observation, question, and personal sharing, you create a warm, two-way conversation that feels natural and friendly. All 3 strategies work together like a recipe for effective small talk. First, you notice something you share. Second, you ask your colleague to respond. Third, you reveal a bit about yourself. Each step builds on the one before, making the conversation flow smoothly. When you practice these steps, you will find it easier to connect with colleagues in the hallway, by the water cooler, or before a meeting. Over time, these small interactions help you build trust, comfort, and a sense of community at work. In the next chapter, we will see these strategies in action through 3 short example dialogues. You will shadow each exchange by listening and repeating aloud, so that these patterns become second nature. By practicing these real-life examples, you will feel ready to use observations, questions, and sharing in your own day-to-day conversations. Let's move on to the examples and bring these strategies to life. Examples. Now that we know how to use observations, questions, and sharing to start small talk, let's see these strategies in action through 3 short dialogues you can shadow. Imagine yourself standing by the coffee machine, in a hallway, or even sending a quick chat message. Listen, repeat, and notice how each line flows into the next. In our first example, notice how Anna makes an observation and then asks a question. That coffee smells so fresh this morning. Do you know if it's a new blend? Here, the observation about the coffee invites her colleague to respond, and the simple question encourages them to share what they know. By saying, "I love trying new blends," Anna then adds a small personal detail that keeps the conversation balanced and friendly. The third example shows a chat message between 2 teammates. Lucia types, "I saw you join the marketing webinar yesterday." Her teammate replies, "Yes, it was very helpful." Lucia then asks, "Which tip did you like the most?" After reading the answer, she writes, "I also enjoyed that tip about email subject lines. I tried it today and saw more replies." Here, Lucia's observation about the webinar opens the chat, her question invites detail, and her personal example shows she listened and applied the advice. Shadow each dialogue by pausing after every line and repeating aloud. First, read the observation sentence, then the question, and finally, the personal share. By practicing these 3 parts in sequence, observe, ask, share, you train your mind to use them naturally when you meet a coworker. Remember, in our main part, we learned that each strategy builds on the last. Now, in these examples, you see how a friendly conversation takes shape. As you shadow, imagine different settings, a morning coffee break, a quick hallway greeting, or a chat message before a meeting. Practice aloud until you feel comfortable. Then, try these patterns in your real workday. Notice how people respond when you show interest, ask a clear question, and share a small detail. Over time, these short interactions will help you feel more at ease and help others feel connected with you. In the next chapter, we will wrap up by summarizing our key points in fresh words and encouraging you to practice every day. You'll see how these simple strategies can become part of your daily routine, helping you build better relationships at work and feel more confident in English. Let's move to our conclusion and bring everything together. In the second dialogue, Marco spots a colorful report on a coworker's desk. He begins with, "Your report cover looks so bright today." His colleague smiles and replies, "Thanks, I chose the new design." Marco follows up with, "What made you pick those colors?" After listening to her answer, he shares, "I like vibrant colors too. They make me feel more awake at work." By observing the report, asking about the choice, and sharing his own feeling, Marco turns a simple glance into a warm exchange. Let's bring everything together and remind ourselves of the 3 simple steps for friendly small talk at work. Observe, ask, and share. You began by noticing something around you, a bright poster, fresh coffee, or a webinar your teammate attended. Then you invited your colleague to speak by asking a clear, polite question. Finally, you added a small personal detail to keep the balance and warmth in the conversation. When you make an observation, you show that you pay attention. Commenting on what you both see or experience creates a common moment. Asking a question signals that you care about the other person's thoughts and feelings. Sharing something about yourself builds trust and connection because it lets others know you are open and genuine. Together, these steps turn short greetings into meaningful interactions that help you feel more at home in your workplace. Thank you for joining me in this lesson on making small talk at work. You've learned why small talk matters, discovered 3 easy strategies, and seen them in action through shadowing examples. I encourage you to practice every day even for just a minute or two. The more you try, the more natural these conversations will feel. Keep observing, keep asking, and keep sharing. You've got this. Remember the examples you practiced: chatting by the coffee machine, admiring a colorful report, and sending a quick chat message about a helpful webinar. In each case, the pattern was the same. Notice something, ask about it, then add your own experience. By shadowing these dialogues aloud, you trained your mind and tongue to use these patterns naturally, even when you feel nervous or unsure. Now it's your turn. Tomorrow morning, try observing something you both share, whether it's the weather, an office decoration, or a recent project. Ask one simple question and then share one small detail about yourself. It might feel awkward at first, but every time you practice, you become more confident. Over days and weeks, these small moments will build stronger relationships, help you feel more comfortable speaking English, and make your workday more enjoyable.